Hey there! You may have seen that I recently shared a few sneak peeks of something new I have coming to my Kittywitty Papercraft shop. Well, it's here now and it's in my shop, and I'm here today to introduce them to you. And it is my first collection of physical products. So this is really a dream come true for me. I've really wanted to bring more of the happy, retro, kitschy style that defines my brand to the paper crafting world. And this is the start of that. So it's just this small collection right now. I was thrilled to work with Pretty Little Studio on bringing these ideas to life. And these items here are custom designed by Pretty Little Studio exclusively for Kittywitty Papercraft, and they're only available in my Etsy shop. So I'm going to take you through each one by one. And the first one here is Sweet Vintage Label Cut-Aparts. So these are just really sweet little labels in pastel colors. So the whole idea, let me back up a second. The reason why I'm going with these three items to start with is these are like the basics that I love to use in all of my paper crafting, whether it's a junk journal or just any kind of crafting project. I always love to use die cuts and word stickers, and I love to use labels also, but I found it really hard to find labels in pastel colors. So my brand colors, as I'm sure you're familiar, are pastel. So pink, aqua, yellow, and this little like spring green color. And it's really hard to find labels in those colors. So I really wanted to offer those. And the other thing that makes these labels a little bit different than labels you might find out there, and I'm not sure how well it's showing up, I think it's showing up pretty well. There's teeny tiny little polka dots in the centers of the labels. So instead of being blank, just solid white, there's teeny little polka dots, and they're really subtle, so it won't get in the way of any writing that you might do on there or any little stickers that you add to the labels. But it just kind of adds a little something different and something, you know, just kind of like a sweet little style. So there are 16 labels on the sheet, and there's 4 of each color, and they're cut apart labels. So these are not stickers, they are cut aparts. So you just cut them out with a trimmer or scissors. And I like these better than stickers, actually, because the cardstock is sturdier and it's really great for layering with like die cuts and other embellishments, 3D embellishments, that sort of thing. So you get a lot more flexibility with this kind of label than stickers. So I wanted to show you really quickly the other thing that is kind of neat about these that is really easy to do as far as getting them out. So you see how the labels are all notched in the corners? That could be kind of a pain to cut out with scissors. So all you need to do, I'm going to show you really quickly on my trimmer. You can use your trimmer or scissors. Trimmer's really quick. So just trim the labels out along the straight edge. And then let's see, let me do the sides too. You can just do that with your scissors, but I'm going to do it with my trimmer here. And then to get the little corners out, the easiest thing to do is to use a standard hole punch. So this is a 1/4 inch circle, just a regular plain hole punch. And it fits perfectly in the corners of the label. And it cuts them cleanly out, and then you don't have to try to use scissors to get a smooth corner there. And they're sized just perfectly to fit with the hole punch. So that is the labels. And the next thing I want to share with you are these word stickers. So let me take them out of the package so that you don't get the glare from the light on them. So these are retro lingo word stickers. So again, you can find lots of different kinds of word stickers in the scrapbooking and paper crafting industry, but they're all like modern words, like just words and phrases that we use now. And I could never find any that fit like the vintage style that I love to do in my journals. So I love retro kitschy sayings. So what I did was I researched what popular sayings and like lingo were used in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. And this is what I came up with. There's 33 words and phrases on here. And I just thought it just would be like fun to add these kinds of words to some layouts or junk journals instead of the typical like modern words that you see. So, and they're just kind of whimsical and humorous also. So I thought this was fun. And there's, like I said, there's 33 stickers on here. They peel off really easily, and they're backed with one of my brand colors. So all these pastel colors in the background. So those are called Retro Lingo Word Stickers. And last but not least are these die cuts. I am super excited about these, and I'll take them out of the package in just a minute and show you all of them. So these are called Kitschy Friends Vintage Die Cuts. And you know, I love using die cuts. They're probably my favorite embellishment to add to journals and just everything, planners, any kind of crafty project that I do. I like to use die cuts. And I really wanted to get these characters into die cut form because they really represent my brand so well. So like when you see these little kind of characters, I want you to think Kittywitty Papercraft. And the reason why I love these characters is because to me, they represent not just beautiful vintage design and illustration of like mid-century, but they, to me, represent like joy and just the happiness of childhood. And that's why I love these so much. And, you know, I'll share a really, really quick story. When I first set up my craft room, when I first decided that I wanted to craft, it was about 4 years ago. And I cleared out our guest bedroom when my husband was on a business trip. I just got this idea. I said, I'm going to start crafting. It's something I've always wanted to do, and I've never acted on it. So I cleared out our spare bedroom and decided that was going to be my craft room. And I started with a desk and a chair and a bookshelf from Target. And I knew I wanted to add some kind of vintage to my room and some vintage like storage items. So the very first thing I found was the toy dresser that you see in a lot of my photos. I've shared it a million times on Instagram. If you've watched my craft room tour video on YouTube, you see it on there. And it's this little dresser with aqua drawers on it. And they have decals on the fronts of the drawers. And when I came across that in my local antique shop, I just knew that it was exactly what I wanted to do in my crafting as far as my style. Like that was the style of crafting I wanted to do. And that's all I knew. And that just bringing that into my craft room just kind of set everything in motion for me. And so they really, to me, are like a defining element of my style. And from there, I started collecting the vintage baby planters that I know you've seen me share a million times on my Instagram. And it's where I store all of my paper crafting tools. And they, like I said, they just really kind of embody the joy that I want people to feel when they come to Kittywitty Papercraft. So these are the die cuts that I had Pretty Little Studio make for me. And like these are just my absolute favorite images of all time. And now they're in die cut form is what I'm trying to say. So there's just a whole bunch, and they're all different sizes. So some are really small, you know, like an inch big. Some of them are even bigger, like this one is, they're close to 3 inches. The biggest one is like 2 and I think 3/4 inches tall. And the smallest ones is an inch tall. Actually, this one's a little bit less than an inch. So just all of my favorite little guys. And these are printed on really solid, sturdy cardstock. If you've ever bought any of my die cuts that are Pretty Little Studio brand die cuts in my shop, these are the same quality as that. So really vibrant colors and really sturdy. So you get 14 in the pack. Like I said, all different sizes. And then a little bouquet of flowers here. So I'm really excited to bring these to the crafting world and to bring these into my shop for you guys. Like I said, they can only be purchased in my Etsy shop, and my Etsy shop is already stocked with these, so they are ready to go. I do want to share one other thing with you guys. So I had one other product designed, and I am not sure if I'm going to actually carry it because it's, well, I'll talk a little bit about it when I share it with you. So that product is scrapbook paper. And I'm doing this film on my phone, so I can't really zoom out. So I can't really fit the whole thing on here, but this is 12 by 12 scrapbook paper. So I had Pretty Little Studio design my brand colors in this paper, and it's gingham. This is kind of like a little bonus paper I'll share in a second. Gingham on the front and polka dots on the back. So every sheet, there's pink and this really beautiful shade of aqua. And then just a white background with the same color polka dots. And again, it's really hard to find like scrapbook papers in pastel colors, I find. So, especially in these exact shades that I love. This really bright, cheerful yellow. Like it's really easy to find dark yellow and mustard yellow, but this really bright, cheerful yellow is hard to find. Same with that aqua color. And this is that spring green color that I love too. So I've got those gingham papers, and then this was a bonus paper that the designer made for me from my die cuts, and it's this repeat pattern that is so adorable. I love it so much. It reminds me of vintage gift wrap, and then on the other side is this awesome diagonal plaid in all of those same colors. So of course I was super excited about this scrapbook paper, and I use scrapbook paper in all of my journals, and it kind of forms like the base and the color scheme for my journals. The problem is it's expensive to produce this paper, and I can't sell this by the sheet because by the time I pay for the packaging that I would have to put this in, and then the shipping envelope or box that I ship it in, I actually lose money on selling this paper. So I'm trying to figure out if there's a way for me to maybe make like a pack, a bigger pack of like multiple sheets. But again, I don't know if I'm going to go down that road because that could get really expensive for me to stock in my shop. But if it is something that I feel there's a lot of interest in, I may, like I said, I might see about putting together some kits or playing around with some different things so that I am able to sell it. So I might do a poll in my stories sometime this week asking about that. But you can also let me know in the comments below if you would be interested in scrapbook paper, or if you're more interested in just like die cuts and little embellishments and that kind of thing. So I just wanted to at least share this with you because I was really excited about the idea of offering scrapbook paper. This is really nice quality. I mean, just premium style quality, I should say, scrapbook paper. And I really, really love it. But again, there's definitely some limitations to being able to carry this in my shop. So I would welcome any feedback that you guys have about that. But in the meantime, you can definitely take advantage of the die cuts. These are already out of the package, and the word stickers and the labels that I have in all these fun pastel colors for you. Let me know if you have any questions about any of it. I know someone's going to ask me the price on them, and I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. The die cut packs are $4. The labels are, shoot, I don't remember the prices off the top of my head. I don't want to say the wrong thing. I think these are $2.50. The stickers are $2.50, and I think the label counterparts are $1.25. But they're listed in my shop right now and ready for you to check out. So let me know if you have any questions. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate all your support, and I will see you guys really soon.